Yes, people, how are we doing? Good morning, beautiful people. How are we doing? I hope you are all doing good, having a nice day. Yo, Himbeen has gone in, water is going in, coffee is on the brew, and I am about to show you, wow, that rhymed, how I stick to 1400 calories on a rest day in order to get shredded for my bodybuilding show. Basically, the only secret is abuse salad like it is a guest at a P. Diddy party. So I'm going to go and pose in the garden in my pants, send that over to a grown bloke, and he's going to tell me what to do for the day. The only magic thing about fasting is that you aren't fucking eating, okay? Because if you aren't eating calories for more time throughout the day, you're going to be more likely to create a caloric deficit. That's it. That's why I do my steps first thing in the morning. That's why I do my cardio first thing in the morning. Because it means that by the time breakfast comes around, I haven't eaten for 3 hours, which makes it way easier to stick to 1400 calories because I now have more calories for the rest of the time that I am awake. Now, there are some benefits to having the Yohin bean in terms of losing a little bit more body fat, but this is like the icing on top of a cake that is already so good, even if the icing was fucking shit, you'd eat it. So just on my way into work now. I've got 3 clients this morning. Coffee has been drunk. That is all good. We're just approaching the traffic lights where somebody crashed into me actually. So I shall need to be careful here and make sure that all is okay. I've got an hour of fasted cardio. Meal 1, so as I say, that pushes back the eating window a good chunk. We'll do some steps as well because I've got 12.5k to do, not including what I do during cardio. You do not want to double count them. That's like saying, yeah, I had 50 grams of rice, but you had 50 grams of rice at lunch and dinner. So you can't count that twice. That's not how it works in the slightest. Not at all. But method of cardio, as usual, is going to be the Stairmaster, because I love the Stairmaster. It is by far the best one because you can just set the speed and go. You keep up or you fall off. And I find that it goes pretty quickly because I've got, you know, Instagram posts to make, captions to write, all of that cool online coach stuff, responding to people, which is obviously an important part of the job. You can't just not respond to people's messages, although there are plenty of fucking coaches that do that shit. From what I've seen, alongside, you know, give people programs with somebody else's name on, tell them to just keep pushing through joint pain if they want to have big quads and just fucking be hardcore, which is a load of bollocks. So I am going to get started with that. And I will see you guys at breakfast, all right? Hopefully I don't get arrested for driving whilst recording a video. Is there a law against that? I feel like there should be, but then fucking Will Tennyson does it, picking up coffee all the time, so that's fine. Cardio done, food for the day is in the fridge, making sure it does not get warm, and breakfast has been cooked before my morning session with clients. Absolutely cover that shit in ketchup because that is the only taste I'm getting. I don't know if you guys have seen, but they've got a new Heinz Zero, I think it is. So it's got, instead of the 50% less sugar and salt and whatever, as if like fucking reducing your salt matters. It's just called not eating like a fat fuck, and then you will be okay, right? You don't need to worry about sodium. In fact, you fucking need sodium if you're doing physical activity. So please get the sodium in, people. It's good for the pump. It's good for the pump. But yeah, I don't know if anyone's tried that ketchup. I'm going to give that a try and see what it's like, because then I can just have more of it. As long as it tastes decent, that's fine. That'll be all good. So breakfast is in: bacon medallions, eggs, mushrooms, broccoli, courgette, air fried. It's actually really nice there. I would have liked to air fry it for a little bit longer. And I've recently reduced down to 1 whole egg and 200 egg whites because, one, it saves me some fats for later in the day that I can have on the creamy, which is always good. Chocolate chip cookie dough coming up today. Fuck me, I can't wait for that shit. And then we'll be able to have a bit of nut butter with that as well because of those fats. But yeah, I did that accidentally, right? And it's actually better with more egg whites because it doesn't go so thick in the microwave, and I have a tendency to overcook eggs. But the thing that I was gonna say is, right, let me set the camera up so I can turn this shit into a nice little reel, because we do the 2-for-1 content here, which is Always take more meals than you think you need. Okay, you never know what's going to happen. I might have last minute clients book in. There might be a problem with my car. I might get called to go and do something important because for some reason people might ask me. And what that means is that if you have that food ready, you're not stressed about trying to get home for it and then making a bad decision because you've got a meal ready to go. And in the very worst case, it just goes back in the fucking fridge, right? And you just eat it later. It's not a problem. But if you don't have it, you are going to be so much more likely to make those bad decisions, which take you off track on that day, which might spiral into something worse for the week, and then ultimately not meet your goals over the long term, which is not what we want, right? We all want to fucking meet our goals. We want to fucking exceed them. And setting yourself up for success by taking your meals with you is going to be really, really damn helpful. And that, YouTube people, is how we turn some YouTube content into a real cheese. Just finished the C4 bubblegum. I was going to say Monster, but it's an energy drink. It's not. Monster don't copyright this can. Side note, I don't know if anyone has had the Coca-Colas in Europe, but that can is a fucking way, way better than the cans that we have here. It's like a tall one, but it's still 330, and it just tastes different, man. Honestly, it's so damn good. But review of this flavor, it tastes just like the screwball ice cream that I would have as a kid. That was like £1, so it's now probably about £8 with fucking inflation here. And there is a reason that I'm in the toilet, and that is because we have noticed a problem. So bro had a prep bay moment and forgot his belt, which means that these guys are gonna drop down at literally fucking any minute, which is obviously not ideal because I'm gonna be showing everybody my quads. I mean, they look fucking good. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's a bit inconvenient that I should have remembered about. Just about to head out for a walk here, scrounging the last bit of my pineapple, leaving it frozen because it makes me take a little bit longer to eat. Another sip of the coffee, black, because I am already sweet enough. We do not need any sweetener in that. I actually almost forgot the pineapple. That would have been very shit. Would make me a shit bodybuilder who is going to lose all of his muscle. But meal number 2 there was a gherkin salad. With a little, I said it like gherkins are the main event, like beef, veggies, pickled cabbage, gherkins as well, because gherkins are fucking awesome and reminds me of Pickled Rick. And he is a fucking badass. If you don't like the old school days of Rick and Morty before the main guy got... Is he in prison now? He did some sexual assault shit for sure. I remember that. I can't remember what he did though. Which is obviously not ideal. Not ideal. And then I will, I put some pickle juice on it and some mustard. Have I already said that? I can't remember now. Fuck knows. Prep brain is a madness. That's really good. Wow, you know you're hungry when pineapple tastes incredible. And we got to get the pinky going. Pinky is always in. Now, eating 1,400 calories a day is not fun. Doing 12,500 steps a day is not fun. Doing an hour of cardio on a rest day is not fun. But it's required of me in order to reach my goal. And I can stop trying to pursue that goal at any point. But I can't then complain that I haven't got there because I didn't do the work required. And some people will have to push harder than others. Some people will find it easy. Some people will forget to take their fucking belt to work and then have their trousers falling down all day because they're that tired, or try and plug their phone in using the seatbelt rather than the phone charger because they're on fucking prep brain. And that's just how it goes, okay? That's just the way the cookie crumbles. It might not be fair. You're probably going to have to push harder than you would like to, for longer than you would like to, in order to get into the shape that you would like to. And for me, that's 5% body fat, which means it's good vibes all round. Get your steps done as early as physically possible when you are in a fat loss phase, because the longer that day goes on, the more tired you get, the more likely you are to sack it off and not do those steps, which is going to be one of the things that stops you getting lean. So what I will do on a rest day is go and do 7, 8, 9,000 in the morning. So I'm most of the way done, and then I'll break those last couple up after each meal as a great way to get me out of the kitchen, make sure that I don't go and eat, and help that food digest. Whereas if I just do cardio in the morning, my legs are fucking smoked. and then I've got 12,000 steps to do across the whole course of the day. And it's just brutal. So on these rest days, as long as it's a day where I'm not at work, what I will do is actually go and do an hour of steps, then go and do cardio. And that makes it way more manageable, at least for me, in my opinion. But something else might work differently for you. And the other tip is to make sure that you are not double tracking your steps, okay? Do not track the steps that you do during cardio. It's pointless. Don't do it. Meals have been prepped for next week at work. Insert something about looking out for future Luke here. And I have had my chicken salad, which is a very exciting meal. Man like a Will on Instagram asked for a tutorial of that. So I will break it down and put it on the side of the screen here as well. Essentially, you want your lettuce base, chop that all up, bang the protein and extra veggies in the microwave, heat that bad boy up to get a nice contrast of hot and cold. So in my chicken, I've got carrots, beetroot, mange two, broccoli, bean sprouts, spinach. I think that's it. As you can see, I love veg. If you don't eat your veg, you won't end up like a vegetable. No, if you do eat your veg, you won't eat it. I fucked it. Oh well. And then whilst that's heating up, I'll chop my peppers, my cucumber, and get the pickled cabbage and beetroot out. I like the beetroot just because I'm back and forth between here and work. And if I chop one open and leave it at work and chop one open and leave it here, they then both end up going out of date. And it's really annoying not having to take one there and forth and whatever. And then you just sprinkle all of those bits on top. And it's nice. And you can put some peri peri hot sauce on there. Today I went for like a chili and lime one. That was pretty damn good. And the volume of that meal makes it much easier for me to manage these low calorie days, because I've struggled a little bit recently. Like, it would have been maybe 3 rest days ago, something like that. I overate. Okay, and that's pretty fucking hard to admit. Being the coach who should know what he's doing, the bodybuilder who should want it bad enough to just resist the cravings and all of that bollocks, right? It's pretty hard to admit that I fucked up. But on Friday, I'm making my last meal. I finished it. And then my brain goes, just have an extra nibble of dark chocolate. And have a nibble. And then have another nibble. And before I know it, 3 squares are gone. I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like, that's a load of calories. And then on Sunday, a similar sort of thing happened. I open the cupboard to get something out and I see there's some granola in there. I don't even fucking like granola. And I, take a pinch out and try that. And it's okay. And then I see some banana chips and I try one of those. And I just go back and forth between the two, banana chip, granola. Until I'm like 400 calories deep in the hole. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, man? You're supposed to be getting leaner, not fucking eating this shit. Okay? But it happens. It happens to all of us. When you're this lean, like, your brain is like, dude, eat food or you will die. Which is why it's so, so helpful for me to get straight fucking out that door and go for a walk as soon as my meal is done, so I then don't overeat more. Okay? And I will do that as much as physically possible. I'll bulk the meals up. I'll try and give myself that sweet fix with the creamy in order to replace it. And just all of those sorts of strategies that make the day more manageable, because it is going to be a fucking struggle at this point. Like, that's just the reality of how it goes. Just going to film this while I am waiting for the creamy to blend the fuck out of itself, because that thing is loud as hell. What I was going to say is, be cautious of feeding your cravings, okay? Of going, oh, I need something chocolatey. If you are someone that then gets that chocolate fix and wants more of it and more of it and more of it, okay? Like, I know I can't trust myself to have banana chips and fucking granola at the moment, apparently. I'm okay with the creamy. It gives me that nice sweet fix in the evening, fairly similar to my yogurt and fruit meal, but not so heavy that I overdo it. And just being 100% honest, like, I have a reminder, an alarm set on my phone to leave the kitchen when I'm finished with that meal, to prompt me to get out of that environment, because I know I will overdo it otherwise. And it's just about setting yourself up in a way which you can manage that. Having the rice cakes and some carbs in the evening, 2 rice cakes is like fuck all carbs, also helps with that as well, because it gives me a couple of different textures. I'll get the spoon, I'll put some creamy on top of it, and it's really, really nice, and just helps me get through that final meal a little bit easier. Those extra calories have come from removing my collagen supplement, because there seems to be less evidence to support it actually being a beneficial thing. And if I can have those 50 calories as rice cakes rather than a supplement that's not benefiting my joints in any way, then I'm going to do that, because, as I say, it makes my life a hell of a lot easier. So today we got the chocolate chip cookie dough creamy, which is going to be very, very nice. Looking forward to this one. I will get some chocolate chip, like chopped up dark chocolate in that, use the mix in feature, and then berries, dark chocolate on top. Whew, that shit is honestly exquisite. And I'm very damn happy with the progress in the physique this week, of actually sticking to the plan of not overeating, and it seems to work, funnily enough. Down from 138 at the start of the week to 135.1 as a low, 136.1 today. But as I say, I've stuck to the plan. Body weight will continue to come down. It will do all of that good stuff, and that's going to be absolutely fine. We've just got another week of digging, excavating that body fat. Let's make that a cringy phrase. And yeah, we're going to get it done. I'm going to have this Ninja Creamy and enjoy it. This is going to be lovely. Going to watch an episode of Dexter. I'm a few behind now, which is very disappointing. Anything else to say? Yeah, if you'd like some help when it comes to managing your own fat loss phases, DM me the word cutting and I will send you over my free guide. Bro just wants you. Okay, last time you're going to see my face, I swear. Wow, that lighting's terrible. I'm just putting the final bit of the creamy on. Because I let my sister go first, because I am a nice person, and now she's complaining that I'm taking ages to start watching Dexter. But like, share, subscribe, enjoy the channel, look at my glass collection. Sorry for the noise. Ninja Creamy, let's fucking go. Free up, Jack.